Check out how he lives.
Alright, we just made it to Da Vinci's villa.
Alright, I'm super excited, guys. This is the man that told everyone to buy Bitcoin at $1.
$1, that's crazy. He's the first person to ever make videos about Bitcoin on YouTube.
Hey, come on in, man. Come on in.
Alright, welcome to the crib.
Exactly.
This is Da Vinci. He bought Bitcoin at $1. Not many people did that.
I'm not going to say that I got lucky, actually, because a lot of people say that. Because I was working on building something similar, right, in the back of the end. I was studying monetary history, and I learned how our money works, and it's basically a big fraud.
But this is your villa, bro.
Yes, let's take a look at my villa.
Alright.
You're doing incredibly well.
Let's head over to my office/gym.
Alright, let's go check it out. This is the office / workout area. How'd you operate every day? You sit here, what do you do?
Well, here, this is my gaming / oh, this is
This is
you.
mine.
Yes,
This
you
is
need to-
mine.
You need to take that home.
Da Vinci accepted an award from me.
Alright guys, so this is the first setup in the house. So this is where you operate.
Back then, when it was $1. In fact, there was no charts at all.
How did you find Bitcoin?
Well, one of my subscribers on YouTube, right? I have a channel called DaVinci J15, right? Make sure you head over there.
Go subscribe.
And basically, they sent me a message and they said, DaVinci, what do you think about Bitcoin? So I went to the website and I'm looking at it and like, digital cash? That's a scam. That's not possible. I've tried to develop this before and it's just, you can't do it. You can't have a digital asset that can't be copied. Well, Satoshi solved that.
Oh.
That was actually holding Bitcoins for some of the people who are watching my YouTube channel. Most of them actually sold around $40, $50.
Ooh.
Yes.
So you tried to develop something like Bitcoin?
Yes, exactly.
There are speculations out there that Da Vinci might be Satoshi Nakamoto.
And if I was, I wouldn't tell you.
Of course he wouldn't tell you. So he denies those rumors, but actually many things check out here. First of all, he was the first person to ever speak about Bitcoin on YouTube. He was already trying to build something like Bitcoin. You're a computer programmer, like a complete genius.
Yes, and I studied monetary history.
Exactly, so everything checks out.
Are you now trying to say you are or are not Satoshi? I don't understand.
I'm not Satoshi. I'm not. I don't want to die, so no.
So are you the Satoshi?
No.
So you're denying it. And if he was, you'd deny it. Alright, so anyways, now that we've seen this setup, guys, let's take you to the secret room.
Okay, so this is lapis lazuli. This is this blue stone. It's found in Chile, and yeah, this whole globe is made out of this stone. And each of these countries are made out of stones that are located in that country.
The question I have right now, why is it round?
Well, it's supposed to be flat, but you know.
Yeah, the earth is flat, right? Alright, so the next thing, guys, I saw something very interesting over here. Now, at first, it looks like pyramids, but no, this is something very unique.
Yeah, these are crystal pyramids that are chimes which remove bad energy. So here.
You are
All
now
the bad
free.
energy is gone, right?
Now, guys, moving on, we have the sitting area.
This is my chessboard. You guys play chess?
I play chess.
All right, we gotta play around the chess then.
We play chess, and whoever wins gets a Bitcoin.
Okay, no.
Look at this. Every time I come to Da Vinci's house, he gives me caviar.
This is really cool. This is caviar cones. So, nice.
I think you and me are quite addicted actually. Last time you ordered caviar, you ordered 3 kilos.
How much is 3 kilos of caviar?
$9,000.
Wow.
That's a very expensive salad.
That's quite expensive, yeah.
It tastes like cheese.
No.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Me neither.
We're not offended.
I haven't found some caviar. What's your favorite piece here?
My favorite piece is the gold.
Oh wait, this is gold coins.
Yes, this is from China. These are pandas, gold pandas.
There's one flag there. What is that?
Well, it's actually two flags. There are two Trinidadian flags, right? And actually, that's where I was born. It's a small island off the coast of Venezuela.
Now we know Satoshi Nakamoto comes from Trinidad.
Yeah. So guys, before we move on, there's one thing you guys need to know about Da Vinci.
I love roses, so if you ever want to get me a gift, give me some roses.
So romantic.
I don't know.
I know something that you don't know about Da Vinci. He's a very humble guy. He made crazy money. You will not see any Lambos or Ferraris on the driveway. You're way too humble for that. But he has one huge weakness, except from the caviar. Dom Perignon.
Yes.
Now,
Wow.
I know for a fact that Da Vinci is spending approximately $30,000 every month on Dom Perignon.
Yes, well, I stopped doing that.
Yeah,
He just stopped doing that.
But notice this is not regular Dom Perignon. Regular Dom Perignon is nice. However, it's for the, the cheap ghetto people who can't afford. This is P2. P2 is a higher level of Dom Perignon. I've never had P3.
How much is P3?
Well, it's about $5,000 a bottle.
Wow. Alright guys, now we're gonna take you upstairs.
Come on upstairs to see where the magic happens, right? Here's my studio.
Wow.
There we go.
Oh my god. Welcome to the studio.
Yeah, so we're gonna turn off the light here. And then you can see how cool it is. But now we're gonna change the colors.
Wow.
This is beautiful. Here you have Bitcoin and all of these very, very important literature about Bitcoin. I would say this one, for everyone who wants to know more about Bitcoin, they should read the Bitcoin Standard.
And the next big book, which is a little bit harder to read,
Wow, this one is crazy. But this is also about the banking system.
and you learn that it's an actual cartel.
What is going on here? This is where you live stream or something?
Yeah, exactly. So basically, you can see right there, I have my screen where I'm looking at this camera.
So this is where he live streams. You got a cool painting behind. I love that there's Bitcoin everywhere, you know?
Whenever somebody's sitting here, a guest is sitting here, he can actually see what's on my screen.
Wait, this is a screen or
It looks like a painting, doesn't it?
Wait, that's a screen?
This is a screen, yes.
I thought it was a painting. I'm still shocked it's not a painting. Oh, it's definitely not a painting now.
So yeah, and this is how I present it so that, if there's a guest here, you can see the numbers, right? Can you see the numbers over there?
I see the numbers crystal clear right now.
Exactly.
Question, what's the prediction for Bitcoin?
My prediction for Bitcoin is in the next 3 to 4 years, we're going to see Bitcoin well over 100,000, probably around the $250,000 mark. Bitcoin is like electricity. When we invented electricity, a lot of people thought it was just a toy for the rich, useless. They didn't see any potential beyond lights. Today, we have Bitcoin. It's the first type of money that we've ever had in the history of mankind that it can actually be owned by a thing. Meaning your computer could own the money, your robot could own the money, your fridge could own the money. So the use cases are unbelievable. You could have a car that goes and works for you, picks up people and pays you.
I never thought about that.
Just like electricity, when electricity was invented and they thought it was only going to be good for lights, once it became prevalent through everybody's house, then came washing machine, refrigerators, things that no one could have imagined. Do you think the people who invented electricity thought this would exist?
What if I told you that you could turn just $100 into $35,000 in 3 years? $471,000 in 5 years and $1.5 million in 7 years? I know it sounds insane, but over 800,000 people worldwide are already doing exactly this through a revolutionary DeFi staking protocol that's been operating successfully since 2016. This isn't some get-rich-quick scheme or risky investment where you hand over your life savings. It's a proven system where you simply pay a $100 processing fee and a bank loans $30,240 to $43,200 to a smart contract on your behalf, which gets staked on the blockchain to generate daily compounding profits. And this is with no credit check or liability. Here's what makes this different. The loans are 100% insured. The bank gets paid their 6.75% annual interest automatically from the profits, and at the end of the term, the bank is paid their principal before funds are released to you, which all happens automatically due to the smart contract. This eliminates all risk to the bank, and it's why they stake these dollars on your behalf with no credit check. And yes, you will be able to verify actual blockchain wallets showing hundreds of billions in payouts to real members just like me and you. The blockchain doesn't lie because it can't lie. Every transaction is transparent and verifiable, and the smart contracts execute perfectly every single time without any human intervention. It's removed from human error and greed. The best part? You can start with just one contract for $100, or maximize your wealth potential with up to 80 contracts and stagger them between 3, 5, and 7 years, depending on your financial goals. Plus, if you share this opportunity with others, you earn instant and back-end referral payments with the potential to build a 6 or even 7-figure income while your own contracts mature. This isn't just about securing your retirement, it's about creating generational wealth. Click the Get Started button below to watch the full overview and see exactly how everyday people are transforming their financial futures with just $100 and the power of blockchain technology. Again, watch the overview. You'll see a logical process to accelerate your retirement path in just 3 years.
It's something that I heard about not too long ago, but when I did, it simply captured me. It got my full attention. I went out and did my research, and after doing my research, I decided that this was something that I wanted to pursue. Now, what I'm going to say to you is simply this. I am not an owner by any stretch of the imagination. If anything I say leads you to believe that, that is simply a mistake on my part, but I don't own Cryptex. I'm not a principal. I'm not endorsed by them. I've had all these questions asked, nor is anyone who invited you here. We're all simply people just like you that were looking for an opportunity. Someone shared this incredible information with us. We then went out, we did our research, and we looked at what Cryptex was asking for versus what was promised on the other end. And we decided that it made sense and it fit within our risk tolerance. I'm asking you to do the same thing tonight for you and your family. And if it makes sense to you, come join us. If it doesn't, I still appreciate you taking a look at it. No worries there. But again, just decide if this works for you and your family or not. Now, what I'm going to cover for you briefly are actually profit. They offer this unique DeFi hybrid contract that consists of 2 parts, a smart contract and a decentralized Oracle network. There's over 800,000 people to date that have actually taken advantage of this platform and are using it on a daily basis. And they've been around since 2016. So even if this is new to you, It is not new. It's a platform that's been around and been paying for a while. Now, if you don't understand staking, that's okay. It's a process of keeping your crypto assets locked for a contractual period of time, and this allows you to generate passive income. These locked assets, they're going to protect the network's ability to generate crypto profits, and as a reward, the staker slash participant, that's us, we get back these returns. We actually get them back every single day, so that's pretty exciting. And this is very similar to if you got a certificate of deposit from your bank and you said, listen, what type of interest rate can I get from you if I let you hold my money for a set period of time? You'll notice right away, the longer you let them hold it, the more your interest rate or the higher your interest rate is going to be. So it's the same exact principle here, except we're doing it with crypto. Now, with Cryptex, they've got this 4-part profit partnership. It's very exciting. Everybody can profit as long as everyone does their part. For your part, you're simply going to create a free account with Cryptex
Paul
using
Child is breaking security law right now, everybody.
Paul
Child
$100 as a
Paul
process.
Child is breaking security law.
Each
Paul Child is
DeFi
breaking
staking
security
contract,
law.
that
Paul
you
Child.
want. You can decide if you want your contracts term and length to be 2, 3, 5, or 7 years. So that's going to be completely your decision. And you're going to be able to get up to a maximum of 80 contracts. Now, for the bank's part, the bank is going to make a loan or loans, right? Depending on if you want to get multiple contracts directly to the Cryptex staking contract platform on your behalf. If you pick a 2 or 3 year term length, they're going to give you $30,240 into your account on your behalf. If you pick a 5 or 7 year, they're going to give $43,200 to the platform on your behalf. I'll show you that here in a moment. Now, for the banks doing that, they're going to receive 5.5 to 6.75% interest annually on every single loan that they make. And at the end of each contract, the bank gets back all of their initial risk capital, that 30 grand or that 43 grand, before you or I get to touch anything else. Now, an insurance company is going to step in and they're going to close the loop for the bank and actually remove all their risks, because the insurance companies are stepping in and they are literally insuring the staking wallet, Cryptex, for against catastrophic loss or default. That means, Mr. and Mrs. Banker, if anything happens to Cryptex for any reason at all, you don't have to worry about it. We've got you. If Cryptex goes down, we still are guaranteeing that we will return your initial money back to you. So you can't lose here. For doing that, the insurance companies are going to get premiums every single month, $210 or $300, depending on the loan length. And then the smart contract is going to do all the heavy lifting. It's going to calculate daily profits. It's going to pay the bank its annual interest, as well as make sure that they get their money back at the end. It's going to pay the insurance company every single month their due premiums right on time every time. And then it's going to assign the remaining profits to me and you. Now, this is where this is exciting, because, again, you're going to determine where you want to operate at and how you want to engage with Cryptex. You're going to be able to go out there and pick either a 2-year, 3-year, 5-year, or 7-year individual contract. They do it by months, so 24, 36, 60, or 84 months. Or they also offer some bonus packages where you can get that 24-month pack where you pay $1,000, which normally would be enough to secure 10 contracts. But for doing it all at once and getting the pack, they're going to give you 5 bonus contracts. You get 15 contracts for the price of 10, or you can do that with a 36-month pack and do that with the 3-year contracts as well. Let me show you the difference here between a 2-year, 3-year, 5-year, or 7-year, and what it ultimately means to you and your family on the other end. So you're going to have the opportunity to pick any one of these terms that you want. 2, 3, 5, or 7 years. Doesn't matter. It's the same $100 processing fee no matter which term length that you pick. Now, if you pick a 2 or 3 year, it's a $30,240 loan into the staking pool on your behalf. And with $30,240 being micro compounded and staked for a 2-year period, with the insurance company being paid their premiums every single month, the annual interest going to the bank, and the bank getting their 30 grand back at the end, after all of that is done, after 2 years, what's left over for you and your family is a little over 22 grand. For a 3-year period, same exact loan starting point, $30,240, but we're going to stake for an extra year. So as you might imagine, it gets a little bit more serious, about $35,000 and change. For a 5-year period, we start getting into extremely, extremely relevant revenue because we're talking about a $43,000 loan, so about 50% higher of a loan amount to start. And then you're going to stake for 2 more years on top of that 3-year period. It explodes for you to over 471 grand. And guys, for a 7-year period, we're talking about $1.5 million. Remember, all of these numbers to the right, that's what's left for you and your family after everyone else has been paid. That's what you get to take out of the Cryptex platform. Now, that's incredible, I know, but here's how it looks in the back office. You actually go out there and select the contract. You pay the $100 processing fee. You will see that the loan amount is instantly placed in. This is a gentleman who, let's take a snapshot of his back office. He picked one 3-year contract, paid $100, $30,240 instantly placed into his back office. 24 to 48 hours later, he started earning daily staking rewards. And that's going to happen for you every single day. Once it starts, it happens every day for the actual length of the contract term, 2, 3, 5, or 7 years. Now, I know we're going to get to the first elephant in the room. I talked about the proof, right? And I know that this is real hard because when I first saw this, I said, man, there's no way that this can be real. And you know what? We went out and did the research because here's one of the best things I noticed about this. When you have a company that's offering 2, 3, 5, and 7-year plans, but they've been around for longer than 7 years, you're obviously going to have a lot of people who have already gone out and been paid. And we wanted to go out and find them and see if they would be willing to share some of their results. And I'll tell you, this was not easy, by the way, right? I mean, people are actually being paid a ton of money anonymously. Now you're asking them to come share it. It was a little bit of a task to find people that were willing to share this with you. But here's a person, he said, hey, if I can black out, some of my personal information, which he did, his contract numbers and things of that nature, then I don't mind. But I just want to focus on the dates. This person actually made a decision back in 2020 to get involved with Cryptex. Here we were now at the top of 2023. So January 10th of 2023, as their contract started maturing, they pulled out $98,800, almost $100,000, right? Literally 1 day later, $89,000. 2 months later, on March 15th, they pulled out 100 grand. 3 days after that, March 18th, they pulled out 100 grand. 2 days later, March 20th, 112 grand. 1 day after that, $100,580. Collectively, guys, they actually withdrew more money from Cryptex in a 2-month period of time than most people earn in 5 to 10 years of working a full-time job. And the only thing they did differently was 3 years earlier, they made a decision to actually pay some $100 processing fees to get these contracts with Cryptex. That was the only thing they did, was they made a decision. Now, here was another gentleman by the name of Mo who wanted to really show us the entire process documented, which was really cool. He had gotten a couple of contracts back on November 20th of 2020. He got 2 contracts. They were running a buy one, get one free promotion back then. So paid for 1, got 2. And the other cool thing back then in 2020 is they were still offering $43,200 loans for even the 3-year contracts. That's not done anymore. Now it's a smaller amount, but still a pretty solid return. Now, here's what was interesting. This contract showed you the end date, right? Which would be 11/21/2023, exactly 3 years later. And here's what we saw. On exactly November 21st, 2023, exactly on that date, he received this email from Cryptex support, and it basically said, hey, Mo, come get your dough, man. That's what it came down to. It said, listen, regarding this DeFi contract number, it was offered to you as a bonus where you were able to get one free. You had 2 contracts that were going to last 3 years. Here's what it built up to in the entire balance of the wallet. $501,487.74. After some end user fees, here's what was left over, 485 grand. We then have to send the bank back their money. So remember, the bank had two contracts for 2 loans for $43,200 each. They sent back exactly $86,400 to the bank, and 398 grand and change was left over for Mo. Mo, please make arrangements to get that money into your hands out of our back office as quickly as possible. Mo then showed the actual deposit into his back office of Cryptex. Says last deposit, $398,745, the exact same amount. Mo then hit withdraw, and here's Mo showing when that money actually finally ended up in his possession on his non-custodial wallet that he owned, which he's showing us here. He logged into with his cell phone. And you can see it's 388 grand. That was actually because there was a 4%, I believe, withdrawal fee that they actually took out of that. But he ended up with 10.597 Bitcoin. right? Which is incredible. 10.597 Bitcoin, because again, 3 years earlier, Mo spent $100, got 2 contracts because it was a special going on, and he ended up 3 years later with 10.597 Bitcoin. That same 10.597 Bitcoin today would be well over $1 million. So you guys can start to understand just how powerful this is, what's happening here. Now, the other thing we wanted to look at was the blockchain evidence, though, because again, listen, the one thing we love, that's great that people are willing to show us and share their experiences and let us do screenshots, etc. But the blockchain is incredible because it's transparent, secure, public, and cannot be faked. And what we saw a lot of networkers doing was simply saying, okay, I got paid from Cryptex. Let me go now and backtrack, because it is on the blockchain. I can backtrack my payment and see exactly where it came from, and I can get a sense of the type of money that Cryptex is actually paying out into their community, guys. And here was one wallet that they found. It was a clearinghouse wallet where Cryptex was simply putting in commissions when they were ready to be paid out. And here's what they found with this wallet. It had 26,530 transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain. And this one wallet had taken in $52,682,588,662, and then just paid it all out, right, to people like us. That was amazing. $52 billion. That's billion with a B, guys, of payments. This was what it looked like. I took a snapshot of this on May 13th of 2025. And here's what you could see. The green arrows is when Cryptex was putting in the funds. The red arrows is people like us taking those funds out. So here's a red arrow. Somebody took out $6.95 million, $6,950,000 going out in one withdrawal. Here's another red arrow, $451,000 in one withdrawal. Another red arrow, $4.9 million. Another red arrow, $5 million, guys. Millions and millions of dollars, right? Being paid out to people just like us who simply made a different decision a few years earlier. That was incredible. The second wallet they showed us, though, was actually bigger than the first. And I just wanted to show this because I'd never seen a wallet this big before. Another Cryptex wallet that people track back to. Look at this. $516 billion, guys. 516 billion with a B. Absolutely amazing, the type of money that Cryptex is paying out. Tens and tens, even hundreds of billions of dollars since 2016. Now, the biggest elephant in the room after that, as I would show this to people, was simply this. Okay, clearly we can't debate that. It's on the blockchain. Cryptex is paying out billions of dollars. But how do we know that it's not just a successful $100 Ponzi scheme, right? Maybe the most successful in history, but still just a Ponzi scheme. Well, guys, simple math should dispel that notion for you. If you took a $100 processing fee, if we rounded it up from the 800,000 plus to 900,000 members, even, that would still mean that we were talking about $90 million total. If you then said, let's assume that every single person who ever joined Cryptex in the history of their company, all 900,000 of these people actually got 80 contracts each, you would multiply 90 million by 80, you would come up with a really big number of 7.2 billion. That is a big number, but it's not big enough. I just showed you 2 wallets. The smaller wallet had already paid out 52 billion. How can you pay out 52 billion if you only took in 7 billion, right? Where's the extra $45 billion coming from? It's only one thing that makes any sense. Every one of these $100 is indeed being replaced and represented by a $30,000 or $43,000 loan. There really is daily compounding coming from staking and liquidity provision, and therefore it's a true business model. That's how they're paying out tens and tens of billions of dollars more than they were ever able to take in. Now, if that makes sense to you guys, I want to just close this by talking with you briefly about Cryptex's referral program. For those of you that actually see this and say, you know what, this is worth sharing with others. I know other people who need this. That's how we felt about it. If you feel the same way, hey, here's some additional ways for you to get paid. And then we're going to simply wrap it up, guys. The first part is their direct commissions that they pay out immediately. It's completely based off of that $100 processing fee. It's what they call a 10-level unilevel. Here's what that means. If you're not familiar with that language, it simply means this. If you go tell anyone about Cryptex, they register with Cryptex through your unique registration code that we provide for you. That's how Cryptex knows they're attached to you, if you will. They're considered level 1 because you are the one who told them. For every $100 that they spend with Cryptex to get contracts, you're going to get $30. So you'll get 30% of every $100 that they spend. If they later refer someone, remember, by the way, they can get up to 80 contracts, right? So that can be $30 over and over and over again. If they later tell someone else or some other people, all of those people would be level 2, one level removed from you. We'll give you $5 for all of the contracts that they go out there and order, every $100 they spend. And the same thing on the third, fourth, and it just goes down through a total of 10 levels. To give you an idea of just how powerful that would be, just imagine if you only told 3 people. I find it's hard to keep this a secret from just 3 people, but if you only told 3 people and they did the same, they went out and told 3 who told 3, you get to some big numbers still as you go through 10 levels. If everybody only averaged 10 contracts each, we have a go for 80 drive on our team. But if everybody only averaged 10 contracts, guys, you're still going to find yourself sitting on hundreds, then thousands, then hundreds of thousands, and even millions of dollars just from referring a few people who referred a few. That's why this is exciting if you want to go out there and you want to share it with some others. Now, the other side of this, though, is what happens when those contracts actually come to maturity for 22, for 35, for 471, for 1.5 million. Guys, on the other side of this, Cryptex will pay you again. That's what was exciting. So if you think about what I just showed you on the previous slide, we went down through 10 levels, but I said on the 5th level, you had 243 referrals. This is, remember, you just referred 3 who referred 3, and by the time you got to the 5th level, there were 243 referrals. If everybody got 10 contracts, that's 2,430 contracts. Now, on the back end, it's 4%, but it's 4% of the executed value of the contract, not of the $100 processing fee that you got paid off of on the front end. That means if, let's say, these people all got the 3-year contracts, they cash out at about 35 grand and change. Well, 4% of that is about $1,400. And you would get that $1,400 for every single one of these contracts. That's $3.4 million as those contracts cash out 3 years from now. Now, think about the blockchain. Think about 4.9 million being taken out, 6.9 million being taken out, 5 million being taken out. All of a sudden, you can see why it is that Cryptex is paying out such huge and exorbitant sums of commissions to simple individuals, is simply because they went out and they shared it with someone. They didn't keep it a secret. They shared it with people. It started to spread like wildfire. And a few years down the road, they're getting some big rewards. Finally, their leadership program. This is for, the people who have, social media followings. You're good networkers. You're just a person who likes to talk things up. Maybe you have influence in your community. Listen, if you go out and you actually get 100 people who try at least one Cryptex contract. Most people will get far more than one, but let's say they started all with one, just for easy math. That would give you qualification number 1. Qualification number 2 is that within your entire team, that means the people you referred, the people they referred, and so on and so on and so on. Within that entire team or organization, you had a total of 1,000 contracts throughout your entire team. If you have those 2 things together, you now qualify for the leadership level. And at the leadership level, as soon as you qualify, they're going to give you a $5,000 bonus right away. That's exciting. But going forward after that 5,000 bonus, every single month, they'll simply look at your top 2 levels, your level 1 personal referrals, who you have at least 100 now, right? And all of their personal referrals. So it means you're probably going to have hundreds of referrals there. And they're simply going to say, hey, this month, did these 2 levels, were they responsible for at least 100 new contracts? It doesn't have to be new people. They could each just decide to buy another contract each or something along those lines. But as long as it's 100 contracts or more, they will pay you an additional $5 through infinity, guys. That doesn't mean through 10 levels or 20 levels or 50 levels, but through infinity. Let me give you an idea of what that looks like. Guys, even if down in your 7th level, you remember we talked about 3 getting 3 going through 10 levels. Listen, by the time you got to the 7th level, there were 21,870 contracts there in our example. You would have gotten paid 65 grand for that on the front end. But if by the time you got here, you had also qualified for the leader bonus, you could add another $109,000 to this 65 grand. And that's just on your 7th level alone. What about the 8th, ninth, and 10th levels? What about the 20th, the 30th, the 40 level? Guys, this is incredible income that is virtually unlimited here with Cryptex on the front end for those of you that are looking to go out and share this with some others. By the way, if you can't get 100 new contracts every month within your first 2 months, your first two levels, I'll tell you what, just get 50. You'll get a $2 bonus through infinity. And if you only get 20, you'll get a $1 bonus through infinity. Still, infinite pay is incredible pay. Now, let me show you what this looks like in the real world for someone who let us take a picture of their back office. This gentleman had been in for 3 years and 3 months. By the time we were able to do this snapshot of his back office, he wanted to show us that from that point, from in 3 years and 3 months, he had built up already, called overview of profits lock, $7.6 million, right? This was just saying that this was for contracts that hadn't actually hit their maturity date yet. So this number was going to continue to get bigger every single day until those contracts started cashing out. Remember, some of these were 3 years, some of these were 5 years, some of these were 7-year contracts. So this number was going to grow maybe 10, 15, $20 million or more. Now, up at this point, though, he had $4.7 million that he had earned in profits on his personal contracts and $2.8 million on team contracts. Now, check this out, guys. In addition to that, over that 3-year period, he earned $584,000 in change, right? Just from his 10-level unilevel. So this is money that it was paid to him instantly. He was able to withdraw instantly and put into his pocket, right? He also, somewhere along that 3 years, hit the leadership level. So he got that 100 front line, 1,000 contracts on his team, et cetera, et cetera. As a result of doing that, he was getting paid this $5 bonus through infinity. That equaled another 912 grand for him. So about 1.5 million bucks right here over a 3-year period that he was able to withdraw and put into his pockets immediately. And the moment that he got to his 3-year period, some of the contracts started cashing out, just a few of them. He had already earned $289,000 in overrides from his team contracts, and 4 of his personal contracts that closed out, that was worth $316,000 to him as well. So what did he earn in 3 years and 3 months? $2.1 million already in his pocket, with $7.6 million and counting coming to him. Remember, this number was only going to get bigger, but even if this number did not get bigger, even if that was as much as it got, we'd still be talking about almost $10 million for just 3 years worth of work. Guys, where else are you going to find that at but Cryptex? That is absolutely incredible what he was able to go out there and do. Now, listen, final elephant in the room, man, is listen. If this is so incredible, why is everything anonymous, guys? You said that the banks, the insurance companies, us, it's all anonymous. Why is that? Well, here's a quick history lesson for you guys about a little old thing called Bitcoin. Everybody's heard of Bitcoin. They know that it's worth over $100,000 now, and it's an incredible store of value and everything like that. But a lot of people don't realize what Bitcoin was like when it first got started, and Bitcoin was invented in 2008 when this unknown entity, read that, unknown entity, published a white paper under the pseudonym of Satoshi Nakamoto. It was a group of developers, did not want their identities revealed, so they just said Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, the reason why they even developed it is because they were pissed off. Right back in 2008 is when the housing crisis happened. It's when the banks almost destroyed the world, literally. When people lost their life savings, they lost their homes. Some people, because of the depression, committed suicide and lost their lives. The banks, they knew about it. They didn't tell anybody that it was going to happen. And instead of being punished, they actually got bailed out, right? I mean, they were what they said, too big to fail. So they got bailed out with U.S. taxpayer dollars, right, to save the global financial system. Now, what's interesting is these people, though, they were mad. These developers, they said it's not fair. And you know what? We can't trust the banks. So if we can't trust them, and if we can't trust them with our money, we need to create our own money. And that's what Bitcoin was created to be, was the people's money. And when it first actually came out onto the market in 2009, it was 1/3 of a penny. It was a joke, right? Nobody took it seriously. But just 2 years later, Bitcoin actually achieved price parity with the US dollar. 1 Bitcoin, $1. And now today, 14 years later, Bitcoin is over $100,000 per Bitcoin. The greatest returning asset in the history of mankind. That's pretty impressive, guys. As a result, now we've got tens and tens of thousands of cryptocurrencies. I got to update these numbers because now the market cap is over $4 trillion. Bitcoin's market cap is well over $2 trillion, guys. And listen, There's over 172,000 crypto millionaires at the top of this year, with 320 centimillionaires, 28 billionaires. These numbers are up about 40% over last year's numbers. So this is an incredibly fast growing wealth class that's happening. But I want to think about this for a second. With trillions of dollars, trillions with a T, that have been taken out of banks and moved into digital wallets, where the banks can no longer control it, can't profit from it, can't make sure that they know what's happening with it. Guys, do you believe that if they knew the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto and they saw millions and then billions, forget about trillions, just millions and billions of dollars being moved out of banks into digital wallets where they weren't going to be able to profit anymore, do you believe they would have simply have sat back and watched that happen and said, oh, I guess it's just not good for us? Or do you believe that all of a sudden they would have tried to destroy Satoshi's reputation at the very least, right? That all of a sudden you start hearing all this bad and negative stuff about Satoshi to try to discredit Satoshi, to keep people from even wanting to touch anything that they were connected to. They would have tried to strangle Bitcoin in its infancy. There's no question about it. And if they were successful, none of this would have happened. None of this would have happened. And none of this would have happened, guys. It was only because of the anonymity that we even have Bitcoin today and we have the crypto markets today. And right now, Cryptex is following the same playbook. The banks, the insurance companies, the smart contract creators, and even us, it's all anonymous for our benefit. It's by design. This has allowed Cryptex to operate uninterrupted since 2016. And as a result, we get to be a part of one of the largest wealth creation vehicles in history. Listen, if this makes sense to you guys, right? This is simple. Just decide how you want to get involved. Get your questions answered and then figure out what's one of these numbers makes the most sense for you. What combination of contracts do you want to get so you can start setting up the financial future for yourself, your family, and creating your own legacy? With that being said, guys, let me just tell you, I appreciate you. Hopefully you found this webinar helpful. Get your questions answered. And if you do decide to join us, let me be the first to say welcome to the Cryptex family. We look forward to actually helping you achieve your goals here and then celebrating your success. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great night. God bless you. And we'll see you again here soon.
Hey guys, Paul Childs here. Just touching base with you guys. Letting you have a good time here. Mr. Omar webinar was canceled tonight. He used to do a Tuesday night call. So basically, I kind of jumped in the game and said, okay, let me get my crew because you guys like that Tuesday night call with Mr. Omar. I just kind of kicked in my system that I do on Sundays. Well, welcome to the call. Anybody got any questions about what we heard tonight? We did have a few rude people on the call tonight that kind of snuck in the back door, but I removed them. They was, I guess, having a panic attack or having some things that they like to do to make things crazy. So disregard that stuff, guys. I don't like to broadcast this link. A lot of scammers try to get onto it, and they try to make up a whole bunch of hocus pocus stuff, and they put it on YouTube and make it cuckoos. Anyway, this is a solid system. It's going to 10 years. So 10 years, you tell me whether or not it's a scam or not. But yeah, this is going to 10 years. It's going to be great for all of us. $100 is all you're putting on the table, not 1,000. It's up to you the way you start. 2-year contract, 3-year, 5, 7 years. You decide where you want to go. I gave a lady $100 for the day to get in a 7-year contract. It would give her $1.5 million. Now, whether she believe that or not, or trust that, or say this is a hoax, it ain't gonna work, that's on her. But I did my part. But regardless of that, whether she cancels the contract out or not, or whatever she does, the residual on that still comes to the back office. So if you lose your password or forget how to get into the system, I mean, if you got a person, people say, I forgot where I put my password or whatever, I mean, the commission still comes. So make sure you understand why you put your password, what email you use to get in and out of your back office. But that's going to be crucial when your contract ends. If you can't get into your email and your password, it's no real big support system here. It's kind of like you building your own bank. It's your responsibility, just like you do your house, note and your card stuff. You put into a safe deposit box. You lock it in so you can make sure you have it, especially when you do your 401k and you retire. You keep your paperwork in a good place so you know where you got them. But anyway, any questions on this thing? I said somebody said something about trying to get on Telegram or whatever. Was that he still that Larry? There's no really Telegram group that we have. We'll just kind of give announcements out there, let everybody know what day we're going to have a webinar. And we do have a boards package. Um, let's see if I can get on the boards. Let's click this off. Stop. Let's see. It's called boards. There's a Telegram app. Let me see if I got that. Okay, Telegram. Copy. Okay. Yeah, this Telegram thing is more of just a message center that people come to get information from. So we don't really have a big deal. I think Mr. Omar has a Telegram group. I don't really have a Telegram group. There's so much on that thing. It's so cuckoos. So many folks on that thing and just tell you so many different things. You got to be careful with all that stuff. That's why I like to put this out there into the public sector because folks will grab hold to it and then just make up all kind of stories. And that's what keeps it going cuckoos. Um, here's a little, I just put that in the chat. That's a Telegram group. You can log on to that. They have a boards app. Let me see if I can find that one. That you can use to okay. It's our boards app. Now it was free at one time. But I know they might be trying to charge some fees. Some kind of way you could get around this from actually paying a fee for it. But this is where everything is as far as the marketing is concerned. You can try to get on that. And that's a website to do your marketing. That's what she uses. It's got graphics here. You can put this stuff on Facebook. Talk about your business and try to get some folks to pique their interest. And then the presentation, all that stuff is sitting there too. You just go into this area here, marketing pages. I think marketing, and you just click on this, and this will give that person a breakdown of what we do. That's like an introduction, and that's actually the presentation right there.
Welcome to the Legacy Wealth with Cryptex $100.
Yeah, so all that stuff is sitting right there for you to use. Try to get into that. I think they know we got so many people into the boards program that they might be trying to charge a fee. But I've been in it for a while, so I don't know. I hadn't paid anything for this stuff, but just be careful. But like I say, just get on the webinars and try to get stuff that you can get from us to kind of get folks to that webinar. It's like Sundays I do at 5 o'clock, then Tuesdays is 8, and Thursdays at 8 o'clock, and then Saturdays they have a class on Saturdays. So we'll try to keep you guys posted on what days they do stuff and keep it going. But okay, I just letting you guys have a good night tonight. Just kind of give you an idea of what we do. Anybody got any questions? I know we got a new person. Was that, I thought, Rick or Dave? David, do you have anything? I think you just joined. Jermaine. Okay.
Hey, what's going on, Paul? How you doing?
Okay. Just checking in. We just kind of did a quickie tonight because Mr. Omar he didn't do his webinar tonight at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, still a good presentation. I like this new one that you put up.
Yeah, I just kind of moved it to next level. Yeah, so we'll get together and do it again on Thursday. But I just trying to keep folks up. Some folks asked for the webinar. So I said, let me do something real quick. I can always run this anytime somebody need it. I do this all day.
Hey, Paul, quick question. Hey, those wallets that were showed earlier, um, are those wallets where I can actually go to the blockchain, or were those wallets actually covered up? Were they covered up?
Yeah. Yeah, we can go. You just gotta copy it when it runs the video. You can just stop it and copy that link, and it'll pull it
Okay.
back up.
All right, no problem.
Yeah, these are live. These are live links. These links are live. So yeah, I mean, when it runs through, I run it again. You just capture it. I could stop it maybe and make a snapshot of it and copy it right quick, and then throw it in the blockchain. It'll pull it back up. That's all they did.
Yeah.
Same thing. That's how we did it. They just found a
Yep.
lot of because a lot more folks are getting paid. And
Right.
see, in October, like I say, our leader Mario will be getting paid. So it's gonna be a lot more people showing, that this stuff is really moving to the next level. So you're gonna get a lot of people coming in after we got 100,000 people behind him.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You ready to get ready, get ready, get ready. You talking about YouTube is gonna blow up.
Is that this October?
Yes.
Wow.
This October. That's this October. So yeah, he had a meeting once a month. He does a meeting on the first of the month. So September, the first Sunday in September, he have his meeting. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. Here it's 11 o'clock in Germany. But they're showing people how to buy real estate, make investments, how to take their money and put on the different cars they got. They have a more user friendly system than the United States. And so they really have a lot of stuff going on with the banking system there. Germans are way ahead of everybody, really. It's like the Mercedes and all that stuff. So they're on another level. So they really got Cryptex locked in hard, where they're actually locking it into their, payroll, cash flow and stuff. So, and he says a lot of regulations, a lot of stuff that Cryptex go through behind the scene, to make this stuff works. There's a lot of legal stuff that goes on. So when somebody come out talking about the Ponzi and crazy, no, I'm sitting there with those guys. Even though I don't understand what they're saying, I see what they're saying. I can just see the expression on it, how serious they are. How they businessmen making business decisions, talking about billions of dollars. So it's like they're not playing around with this thing. They take it to another level. But they are having classes showing you how to buy, real estate with your contracts.
Yeah, I watched some of it this morning. Yeah, it was
Yeah, was
pretty
you able to break
interesting.
it down?
I was trying to get my translators to translate through, but they talk in German. They just talk a little bit too fast, so it wasn't picking up. But I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get another
Okay,
translator to see if I can slow it down where
okay.
it'll actually translate it into English.
Yeah, because
But
they're
I'm
going
like,
90 miles an hour. Yeah,
yeah, they talk really fast. But I'm just like you. I was just listening anyway and watching the
yeah,
screen, and I can see the expressions. It looks like the real deal from what I can see the
right.
folks talking. I just
Yep.
can't make out what they're saying, but you can tell. But you can tell that they're pretty
Right.
excited about it, and
Exactly.
they're talking about things that we like to hear. I
You're
just
right.
wish I could understand it.
I know, right? I know, right? I'm the same way. Yeah, I can see the seriousness on their faces, because Mario looks so serious, and they talking hard, man, and they talking about the money and what to do with it and how to invest it, and they got these new companies they're investing money into, and got these CEOs of these companies coming in talking about different projects that they're working on. So they not playing with this, guys. They not playing. So we still got this tic tac toe stuff that we got over here. It's kind of crazy with the nonsense that we live in with this comedy show. It's everything is a game. It's just just it's not serious. People's lives are being put in bad places and making these calls and putting folks out, picking them up, taking them out the country and crazy stuff. But anyway, yeah, let's lock it in. I try to find the link for Thursday. Um, get on Chandra's call.
Hi, Paul.
Hey, how you doing?
This is Debbie. Yes. When do they have their Zoom call in Germany? Because I have my mother's friend's son. He lives in Germany and he speaks fluent German. So.
Oh, okay. Sunday. It'd be the first Sunday in September. So just look at
Sunday.
Yeah, the first Sunday in September. So let's look at the map. Look at the map, Lord have mercy.
Calendar.
That's
So what time? Do you know what time?
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock German time. 11.
11
Yeah.
p.m.
11 a.m. 11 a.m.
Yeah.
11 a.m. Or a.m.
German. Okay.
Yeah, 11. He'll send the link out. I'll get it. I'll get it.
Thank you.
Matter of fact, I'll forward it to you, and that way we can
Thank you
get
so
an
much.
idea what we can do here. Well, yeah, it's 11. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning for me.
Yeah, I think they're 8 hours ahead of us on the East Coast.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I would like to get that link as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. When he sends it up, I'll just shoot it out. Who's this coach?
Rob Moore.
Okay, I got your number and email and stuff. You want to put it in the chat or something? Let's see.
Yeah, I put it in the chat. I don't think you have it.
I could just okay, go. Just you want to tell me now? I'll write it on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Okay, what's the number?
352
352. Okay.
396
396
1246.
12. And Rob.
Rmore at rmore131@gmail.com.
Okay. Okay, we'll figure it out. Like I say, he'll shoot that thing out and say he's going to have his meeting.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, it's about 4 o'clock in the morning. So I know that September is going to be good because that next month, October, is going to be it. It's going to be bingo.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm trying to share this with people, and I'm still getting people looking at me cross-eyed, and they're looking at me like I'm out of my mind.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, you're not the only one. Yeah.
I know. I know. Because they think $100 is no way. We're not talking about $100. It's the 43,000. It's the 35,000. The $100 has nothing to do with it. It's just to activate the contract. That's all. It's like putting money in the ATM machine, and you select the smart contract that you want. That's what a smart contract is, like a soda machine. You put $1 in for the Coke, you click the button, and the Coca-Cola fall out. So you put your $100 in the smart contract machine. You press 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 7 year, and then it spits it out.
Wow, that's a good analogy.
Yeah, I'm saying that's it. So don't make it complicated, right? You see what I'm saying? So you take an ATM machine, so you take your card and stick it in there, and you punch in $100. What it puts it out. So an ATM is a smart contract.
Yeah.
That means you move the human being out the way. I've got every time I go to the bank, the lady at the teller waves at me because I don't need her. She's sitting there all day doing nothing. It's because I'm going to the ATM machine. And I just put my card in, put the smart contract, click, 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 and then it boom, it's out, and I'm in my car and gone. This is exactly what this is going to do. When that time hit on your date, mine is August the 24th, at midnight, when it hits the button, click, it's just going to pop up. We say, okay, your contract is over. Next, now make your withdrawal. That's it. It's nobody to call, nobody to talk to, nobody say, "Hey, Mr. Johnson, yeah, this is Mr. Childs. Yeah, I'm looking at my contract. I'm saying it should be due in 2 hours. Are you did? No, it's already done. It's nobody to ask. It's gonna lock it in and do it by itself."
Hey, hey,
And
Paul.
so, like I said, a lot of people say, but they're gonna see and wait. I say wait and see, but they'll be 3 years behind.
Hey, Paul.
2 years behind. Uh-huh.
I'm just going to say one thing. When you're trying to explain to folks that don't believe the situation, what I'm having trouble with is trying to get them to understand it's not a Ponzi. And the best way I know how to explain to them is, look, when you pay your $100, they're paying out automatically off the top. What is it? 10 levels deep.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
actually exceeding past the $100 that you put in on every contract. So if they're able to
Exactly.
pay $120 straight out in commissions, where did your $100 go? What are they getting out of it? They're not getting
Exactly.
they're not getting anything. So if you can get people to understand that concept alone, they would understand that it can't be a scam because they're not getting anything. What are they getting if they're automatically paying out 10, 12 levels deep? And
Exactly.
that goes above $100.
It goes above the $100. I mean, like I say, you can say what you want to say, but even on the video, it showed you it's not enough money. Even 90 million. The 90 million say if everybody had 80 contracts, you didn't have enough money to even do it. You'd be out of business in an hour. That's what happened to the scooter mess. It wasn't enough money to do it, and that's why they ran out of juice. And it's going to run out. No matter how much you do and try to get it going, it's going to run out of cash flow. But again, people's mindset is just, and like I said, we get it, no big deal, but they'll see, and a lot of people be trying to catch up and get in position, but it'll be game over. But they'll get in later on as we go through the system. This year, like I said, October is going to be really big. And once we get, after we got 100,000 people, over 70,000 on our team. So imagine we in line with those guys. It's gonna be a bunch of folks flooding, the internet, talking about, what's going on. And like you said, let's see if I got it right here. I can make it. The $70 is just not enough. The $100 is not enough money. You get $30 off the top. The next guy get five. The next guy get five. Get five. Get five. For the $100 is gone.
Right.
Yeah, before you even go anywhere. Yeah. Well, we'll
Hey,
see.
Paul.
Okay.
Hi, Paul. So this is Dwight.
Hey, Dwight.
Thank you so much for the presentation tonight. I know you said that the original presenter wasn't available, but there was a
Right.
lot of information and quite interesting. This is my first time on
Oh,
this space.
okay. Really? Okay. Who
It
who
is.
who, who invited you?
Novelet. Novelet
Okay.
invited me.
Good stuff, man. Yeah, and I kind of did this for you because I knew that he had canceled out. I said, no, let me do something and keep the bus moving, But this is not. He has a team of 500 people. So
Well,
yeah, he has 500 people. So I got my team running over to him on Tuesdays and Thursdays to see the end and say it's bigger than me. My team, I got 20 or 30 people on Sundays. So I got the big group, his group. They say, oh my God, it's just not just me. So when you see his group, oh my God, 500 folks are signing up. You're like, okay, this must be real. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So when he didn't do it tonight, I said, well, I'm still doing this, guys, for you, to make it work.
Absolutely.
Well, this
I appreciate
I
that.
appreciate you coming on the call,
Absolutely.
and we can
So
work this
let's
out. Okay.
absolutely. Let's say I'm convinced about what you guys are presenting. What's my next step from here?
Well, you got to lock in with her. Did you get a link?
Yeah,
So
well, I'm definitely going to get back with her based
okay.
on tonight's presentation. Absolutely.
You get the
I just
link
want
and
to.
decide where you want to go. You want to do, how many contracts that you want to buy. How much you could do $1,000. You can get 10 contracts and 5 for free. You can do the bundles. You can have 80 contracts per
I
household.
understand. Mhm.
80
Yeah, it was.
contracts.
I think the presentation was very clear and simplistic enough for me to understand. Yeah, I do understand exactly where it's going.
That's
I do.
perfect. That's what I tried to
Absolutely.
do. Just keep it right there without being too confusing. I know the
Yeah.
other guys on Tuesdays, they do get more in depth with it and they really
Hmm.
break it down more. But I just kind of have a basic look at it and say, okay, all you need is an email, a password, and $100.
Cool.
That's it. And then
Absolutely.
you go to Cash App, it's Bitcoin in, Bitcoin out. You buy your 2-year contract, a 3-year contract. You can buy a contract once a month. That's what I did.
Hmm.
I'm in year 3. So when I pay my light, my gas, my water, I get a $100 contract.
Wow.
So in 3 years, and which will be this time next year, I have the $35,000 a contract cashing out every month.
Wow.
How simple is that? Don't make it complicated. Now you can do the bundles and have the big money, and you could do a lot of folks on my team have the bundles and stuff like that. They can, and then even on the team, I got over 800 people,
Mm.
but I just kind of cater to these group. I got different leaders doing different things all over the country doing stuff, so I don't have to do this. I don't have to share this. You don't need to share. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. You'll get your money regardless if you don't tell nobody.
That's right.
That's what's
Mm.
powerful about this. You don't need this, but if you want to do the sharing, it's a lot of residual on the back end. When you do a $35,000 contract for buying one, you get 8%. So that's $2,800. So if I
Mm.
gave you $100 to get in, that's $2,800 on the back end
Right.
in 3 years, and it's $1,600 in 2 years. So let me
That's
know what you
fun.
need from me, and we'll make it. I could do this anytime you want.
Sounds great. Sounds great, Paul. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for being here, Dwight. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you as well.
Okay,
Absolutely.
thank you. Okay, guys, we've been here a long time. I didn't want to go too long tonight. Just kind of give you a quickie. Thursday, I'll try to find the link for Chandra, and then we'll lock it in from there. Anybody got anything else to say? Any more questions?
They did announce last Thursday when they had the Zoom call that they purposely plan not to have any meetings this week on Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
They announced that that was part of their plan.
Oh,
They said they'd be back on the 2nd of September.
okay.
That's next Tuesday.
Maybe they're taking a vacation.
Yes, probably trying to rest up a little bit.
Uh-huh. Okay, good stuff. I didn't know. I mean, because like I say, I'm not linked up with that group. I was off for a while. I've been doing this for 2 years, and I took off in April. My mother passed, and I took off for a while, and I got back on August the 3rd, and then they told me about Mr. Omar. And when I got on his call on Tuesday, I said, "Wow."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Wow." Okay, all
Yeah.
right. So somebody done figure this out. You know what I mean? It was just me by myself, do, and nobody believed this thing was going on. So like I say, I'm in the 3-year mark. So August 2024, 2026 is your showtime.
I invite people, to the Zoom calls, and sometimes they say that they plan to come, and then bottom line they don't show up. So I had one gentleman, his wife, they were coming last week, and they just didn't do it. So I just told him. He called me and said, "Yeah." I said, "Hey, you know what? It's up to you. I try to share something with you. If you're hungry enough, you'll make the time
That's right.
for something like this. You don't just let something like this go away.
That's right.
You make the time, and then you see." And I
Yes,
just
sir.
told him, "Look, you got to make the time to see this. You can make an hour out of your day. You're not that busy. I'm sorry,
Exactly.
to make yourself some money and to plan a future for your family. You're not that busy." And so I just share with him, "Hey, look, if it's important to you, you do it. If you don't, it's no problem.
That's right.
But don't call me with a bunch of excuses because I don't deal well with that."
Yeah, I get it all the time. I can, I this and that, blah blah blah, and I
Yeah,
get it. Like I say, you know what you want to do. It's your call.
yeah, I
And I get it. We lost a lot of money. We lost this, but like I said, about $100, like $120. I mean, you could just say I'm not gonna go to Chick-fil-A for a couple of days. You know what I mean? And you can sacrifice that to get you a $35,000 contract or $20,000 contract in 2 years. And then so now I'm getting a lot of folks that they forgot their password. I said, so it must not been that important to you. You know, it's my. I mean, they call them. Can I change it? Can I do? I don't know. I said, that's a lot of money you're throwing away. You can't see it. You know, so you don't believe it. So you're still taking it for granted. So even though you paid the money, now on the back end, you're like, oh my God, no, man, I treasure this stuff. You know, I'm checking my account all day. I mean, I'm looking at this, I'm moving this around, whatever got to do, because I know this is serious, you know. But now people getting to the end, a bunch of folks have forgot their password. And that's the issue that they don't, it's not a password friendly system.
Yeah, fortunately, if they can, as long as they got that email, they can work around the password thing. They just got to have some patience and put their email address in there, and then and hit I forgot my password, and just be patient and wait, and they'll send you another one via your email. My son did that.
Okay, okay.
And I told him, I said, son, I bought this for you, and you talked about what you was going to do with the money, and now you don't even. And so he said okay, and he got serious. He put the thing in there. He did it right on his phone, and next thing you know, he gets an email, and he put
Oh, okay.
the password in there, and it opened. And I said, now don't ever forget that. By the way, give it to me because I'm gonna put it in this, I'm gonna put it in, I'm gonna put it somewhere and lock it away.
Right.
With that, and I had him do a unique um email, so you don't have to have 50,000 emails coming at you on the email address you use. And I said, now we just put this away and isolate it, and then maybe once every 6 months, just log in, just to log in, and just remember, you got a plan. This is part of a plan for your future.
Right, exactly.
And I said, now you got to remember, this is a plan for your future. And just think about the car that you're going to want to get, or the house you want to get, or to take that and to
Right.
invest it in something else. This is the beginning of the end of you having to work 9 to 5 for the rest of your life if you
Hello,
just
somebody.
sacrifice.
Right.
And
Stay with me.
this
Right.
boy looking at me like, oh my gosh, I didn't think about it like that. So I said, I'm trying to help you
Right.
not do what I did.
Exactly.
And so now he's got 3 contracts. And I said, look, that's up to you how you want to do it, but I'm just trying to help you. And so you'll see that and this is why when you said this October, I can't wait to be able to share that with some people, because I got a list of like 50 people that I really want to bring into this, but
Right.
I'm just waiting for a good way to
Right.
show them that this is real. And if you don't believe it after you see this, then we
Right.
say for you.
I don't know what to do. Right.
Yep. Hmm.
That's good stuff. Yeah, we'll have that. Like I say, it's gonna really be seriously,
Yeah, I can't wait
to
for that either.
yeah, to a whole nother level when we hit that October. But he's already said his email. He said it's showtime. It's ready.
Yeah.
Are you ready? He said it's the final countdown.
Yeah. I know.
And we've been waiting for 3 years for this thing, and he's in a lot of different things that he do, whatever.
Yeah, he
But
is.
again, that this is to be the grand finale. With 100,000 people, I can
Yeah.
imagine, but the residual. Ooh,
Yeah.
let's go.
Mario and Lori. Lori,
Exactly. Now she said she'll be in June.
she's right behind him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She'll be in June.
Yep.
So she didn't just jump in either. So
Yeah, she
everybody's kind of cautious. Nobody just dived into it. Everybody kind of took their time and look at it and said, okay, let's go. And because I saw it a couple times, I said, okay, yeah, it's $100. Let me go ahead and see what we got going. And once I saw it, I said, shoot, this is the best thing on the planet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is off the chain. I mean, because even with any other network marketing company, you're not gonna be able to compare how much work it would take for you, to make 35,000 a month. You got to work your boo boo off.
Yes.
And I've got a friend. She's in Live Good. She's got 100,000 people, But imagine how much work it took her to get the 100,000. You know,
Yeah.
she's making $1 off each one, but that's a lot of work. And yeah,
Yes.
you got to be a really good network marketer. You got to be on Facebook. You got to be on YouTube, Instagram. You got to be in front and influencer type. You got to be in the camera all day, all day. Work,
Yeah.
work, 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 work. It's a lot of work. And even I see now these influencers, they're struggling. Because now the prices has changed, the money has changed, and you got to be really in front of the camera 24 hours a day.
Yeah, they're always inventing new things and ways to
Exactly.
talk to people, and
Right.
yeah,
You know, now you got to be almost naked before somebody look at you. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You know, it's getting that to extreme
yeah,
that, you know, look
yeah,
at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. You know, it's so much competition
yeah.
that it's out of and then they have a subscription. You pay $5 a month, $4 a month, $3 a month. Same system. Everything is a monthly fee. You know, so they call it a subscribe. So you get enough subscribers, then you pay the
Mm-hmm.
fee. Everybody trying to find the cash flow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But this system is just so unique, just $100. You set it and forget it, save your password, and just wait.
Mm-hmm.
I went
Hey,
40 years
Paul.
before I retired on a stupid job.
Hey, Paul. For me, I don't mind sharing it to regular folks like friends and family, but I'm not big into getting on the TikTok and the YouTube and all
Yeah,
that. I don't think me personally, I just don't think it's wise to put it all over there like that.
right.
It
It's too
causes,
much.
you know what I mean? I just feel like it's gonna cause too many issues, and God forbid we don't want this to get shut down by anybody.
Exactly. Yeah,
We don't want this to get shut down before our contracts run out, all
I
Yes.
know.
because somebody made it explode all over and let
Yeah,
it go cuckoo cocoa puff, as you like
yeah,
to
we
say.
don't need to go, yeah, with that. Just keep it calm, you know, because it's a big numbers and big money and big stuff. And so, you know, anytime they see us moving, overthrowing something, everybody get upset. You know, we can't overthrow. We're not trying to overthrow the government. We're just
Yeah.
trying to live inside your system, sir. We like the paper stuff. Our paper stuff. I'll pay for a car, pay for a house, get clothes. So I'm gonna spend the money. You know what I mean? You're gonna get the money back. You know, I'm not really, you know, so you're gonna make the infrastructure, you know, grow. Because now we got cash flow to get gas, cash flow to go to the store and buy what we want to buy. You know, cash flow to go and say, yeah, I want 2 of those and 1 of those and 3 of those. Okay, thank you so much. You know, yeah. So you need those folks to
Mm-hmm.
buy stuff to keep the system running.
Yep.
You know, it keeps the pressure of you being giving away money to about Section 8, Section this and that, whatever, and the other issues that you're having. So if we had cash flow, we wouldn't be doing all that stuff.
Exactly. Exactly.
So yeah, I want to get in, you know, to the other side of money and too, and you know, take a vacation. You know, get a spur of the moment plane ticket. Won't even worry about if it's $2,000. Oh, what do you want to do? I want to go to Spain tomorrow. Okay, I'll do the thing. You know, boom, you're out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I watched these videos of the billionaires. You know, when they have these cars, you know, the oil change on those cars cost like $3,000, $5,000 just to have an oil change.
Mm,
You know, just to go get a tire costs $6,000 for a tire, and it's no big deal. It's
right.
like that's what they do.
Well, that's because they spend the money that their money makes. That's
Exactly.
And so that's the difference between, people that plan it,
Yeah,
they spend the money that their money makes and they keep their money.
and keep their money, but they're not afraid to use it. To imagine that's a good commission for
Right.
somebody. You know, to get an oil change for the Bugatti or whatever you call it, and then
Mm,
change the oil and you know, yeah, that's keeping them going. So
yeah.
the system would roll itself with more folks with that kind of cash flow that keeps the bus moving.
Hmm.
So nobody trying to run away. We want to be in position to say, hey, we can do it too. How about that? I don't
I
want to
tell you,
keep begging.
if this thing, when Mario gets this and he shares this, I got a whole bunch of people that I know will sign up after that. I had a group of people because of this program. The first thing that I ever was introduced to in this world was it was called Novatech,
Oh yeah, we
and
always there.
I thought that was the best thing ever.
Oh yeah.
3% a week. I thought that was like, wow. And to see what happened with that, you either going to accept it and say, okay, that's what happened. I learned something. Now I'm going to keep moving, or you're just going to wallow in your mess for the rest of your life,
Oh yeah. Novatech was a big deal.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was in it the whole time. I started with $100, went to 100,000.
Yeah.
Making 3,000 a week. But the thing is, I don't leave money on the table. I withdraw all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't save money to look at it on the screen. I
Mm-hmm.
take money and go pay bills with it. So I don't just look at the numbers. I like, oh, can I hit withdrawal, please?
Yeah.
And
I
so I was
work.
taking money out all the time with Novatech. And then at the end, when the Canada hit
Yep.
and the California hit, that's when things went Looney Tunes.
Yeah. Yes, I had relatives to come in on that. And I felt kind of guilty because I had people putting money in there and they were just getting
Yeah.
started.
Oh yeah, boy. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
this happened
Yeah.
right as they were just getting started, and then this
Yeah.
happened. So, I try to share with them that that's kind of the way things happen sometimes.
Yeah.
But there's going to be something else, And
Right.
so
I
I
gave
think,
some folks some $100 contracts with
yeah,
Cryptex. I say, hey, here's a
you know
$100.
what?
It's just 22,000. I mean, I know we lost somebody or whatever. I give him because that Dr. Frazier, he really was in the Novatech. He was really endorsing it because
Hmm.
it looked so good. It's just that again, it was just so much going on with that system. But it went 4 years, so I can't say,
Hmm.
that Bernie Murdoch, he went 40 years. So this whole country's a Ponzi. So you can run it to a certain level. The only thing about Cryptex that's different is the blockchain making the money. So it's not people. So you
Hmm.
actually have something else that's doing it. When you look at the other stuff, this is another issue where you're making money on the blockchain and transactions between money to banks and people is where the money is. That's where all the fees are.
Yes.
And that's where the transaction is where the money is. It's when you go to your gas station and put that debit card in there, there's a 10 cents fee that merchants have to pay. And he pays $40,000 a month just for fees because you put that card in that quick trip. And that's what Cryptex are making money off the fees, off the blockchain.
Hmm.
Because now with the technology, everything is moving to the blockchain. That's a good thing that it's never gonna stop. It's never that's the railroad tracks of all the cash flow that's going through. And now with XRP, the banks are gonna be using it. The stable coins are
Oh
coming out there.
yeah. Bank of
So
America did. They won the first. Bank of
yep,
America's in it big time.
Bank of America locked in with XRP. So this whole software system is gonna be huge for all of us on the other side of money. But the key they try to do is what you call the fear factor. Like right now, Bitcoin is on sale. It's 100. What is it? 119,000, 110. Let's see, what is
It's
that?
dropped down to about 111 now, I think.
111. Okay, so now that's gonna freak everybody out. All that's doing is making the people panic. The billionaires are buying it up because they know next month, I promise you, that money gonna hit 150,000.
Yeah, well, people are responding to I think it was China or somebody bought like $100 million worth of something that happened with Bitcoin and that's what caused that negative fluctuation for it to drop. It went down to 109,000 for
Mm-hmm.
about an hour and then it started going back up. And
Uh-huh.
it
It's
was
at 111 now.
yeah, so it'll go back up. It'll get back up to 118, 119 in about a couple of days. What? It'll jump
Uh-huh.
up.
Oh yeah, it's going right. It's on sale, so it's like a sale. Take it out because Labor Day, once it hits, it's gonna cramp. This is when she's gonna roll out by the end of the year, 150.
Yeah. So I
Yep.
bought some
Yes, sir.
at
Yep.
109.
Uh-huh.
So when it jumps back up to 120,
Yes, sir.
then I'm just gonna take and go
Oh,
buy more
contracts.
contracts. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. So
Okay.
you just said a good thing is that some of the people that I know that I had had some issues with losing money for, I didn't think about that, but I could get I know I could do about 10 of them. I could buy a contract for each one of
Uh-huh.
those people. And because once I get them in and get them warmed up, they'll take off, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I give
And
away $100 and say,
that's
hey, get in, because you got money in your back office. You can just transfer it in.
yeah, that's the good. I'm
Uh-huh.
glad you said that because
Yeah.
giving that $100, even if I did 10 people on the
Yeah.
back end, each one of
On
those
the
people,
back end, that's $2,800 times that, right?
yeah, yeah.
You still winning, so you just gotta wait. But and whether they lose their password or lose their contract or throw it in the garbage can, your commission still comes to you.
And you get $30 per person up front.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So in beginner person about $70.
that's a good idea. I am so glad you said that because that's exactly what I'm gonna start looking at tomorrow. Because
Okay.
I got a couple of people I want to just I've shown it to them and they like it, but I know they got those wounds from some of the money
Oh
they
yeah, I
lost.
know.
And
I know.
it's not so much the volume of the money they lost, it's just the fact that they lost,
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, they're hurt, man.
and it's
I
got
get.
us thinking in their heads that they because naysayers or you can listen to that 5 minutes of somebody speaking negative and that will influence you
Oh yes.
more than 5 weeks of listening at somebody speaking positivity to you.
Uh-huh. That's what happened tonight. Somebody tried to give them the call, saying something crazy.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
I saw him. I said, okay, let me get this guy out. I saw him. He was trying to record it too.
Oh,
I see it on this side. I said, somebody trying to record. Hold on, wait a minute, stop. Yeah, they're trying to put something on the YouTube and act crazy. Everybody want hype to get something negative to talk about it to get more views. Then they would call
yeah.
my name out. I said, Paul Child's on the call with Cryptex. He's taking me your money. What is this? Oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
No big deal, sir. Next.
Yep, absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
okay, guys, we're not gonna be here too long. I'm sorry we went too crazy, but we're gonna have a good time next time. We'll lock it in Sunday at 5 o'clock. We'll see what we gotta do on Thursday. I have to get the link. So I get it from you, Rob. You get that link from them all the time, right? You didn't click out. But anyway, yeah.
Omar and Chandra, they won't be on
Okay.
Thursday.
This week.
They won't be on Thursday either. They won't come back till next Tuesday, the
Okay.
2nd of September.
All right. We'll do that too. We'll lock it in, and I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, I got that link though.
Okay. All right. I'll text you so you can text me so you can keep me up on what day they
Yeah.
do what.
Yeah, because they're good. They're very good.
I love it. I like it. I want to bring this group in to see it's not just me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It ain't me. It's somebody else.
And they're quite innovative as well too. They
Exactly. I love it,
ways
man.
of presenting it.
400 folks on that call. Say, woo-wee.
Oh, they expecting close to 1,000 next time. They already increased the thing. They said.
Wow. I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah. I just kind of do my little personal things on Sundays, kind of small and groupy and like this kind of thing. But the big thing, yeah, we need to get connected with that.
Mm-hmm.
That keeps the motivation going. That keeps people saying, "Oh my God, this is serious." Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
Yeah. Very
But
good.
okay, let's lock it in. Thanks so much.
All right.
Okay, guys, have a good night.
All right. Good night.
Okay.
Good night.
bye.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Okay. Sorry about the talk.